A very good evening and welcome to the national broadcast. I am Malsha Dharmavardhana.
And I am Dishan Veerakone, and we start off by taking a look at your headlines for tonight. The program to establish 1,000 national schools commences. The President emphasizes that ministers and MPs should work together as a team for the forward march of the country. The Prime Minister says the government is taking measures to remove the hardships of the people. Steps have been taken to import 100,000 metric tons of rice from Myanmar. Children between the ages of 12 and 15 years are given the COVID vaccine from today. The Colombo District Court rejects the request of former President Maithripala Sirisena to free him from the charges of the Easter Sunday attack. Now, in your top story for tonight, the program to make 1,000 schools into national schools commenced today, making it a reality of another step of the Vistas of Prosperity policy statement. Now, it commenced under the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Commencing the program, the President vested with the students of the Monaragal Siambalandu Mahavidyalaya as a national school. Several policy decisions and reforms are taking place in the education system to create a generation of children with skills suitable for the future. There are 374 national schools, which is 3.6% of the total number of schools. The government has taken steps to convert selected schools into national schools, considering scientific and internationally accepted criteria. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that children should be given an education which will provide a skill if a student leaves a school at some moment. We have to work together as a country. When asked, it is said it is a work of a state minister. When a state minister is asked, it is said that it is a work of a cabinet minister. Some officials say it cannot be done due to various laws. A state minister had to be removed. It is a wrong for a state minister to say that this government is committing faults. All ministers should collectively be responsible for the government. If another one is accused, it shows his inefficiency. Do not do so. Perform a responsibility given on behalf of the country collectively. The President said that he lost 2 years to honor pledges due to the 2 years of the COVID pandemic. During the remaining 3 years, what has to be done in 5 years will be achieved. Schools could not be opened for 2 years due to COVID. Doctors have approved to give COVID vaccines for children about 12 years. We wish that there will not be a closure of schools again. Take the vaccine and do not get misled by falsehood. Continue with wearing face mask. Through those, the country can be made normal again. The country cannot be closed. The opposition does not give true information to the people. The President said that he has not taken any loans. 6.3 billion rupees has to be paid during the next 2 years. He said that the country has to pay back debts annually. The opposition members have a duty to take forward good deeds. Everyone wants to be a cabinet minister. How can everyone be given the post of a cabinet minister by the constitution when people have been informed that it will be not increased to more than 30? There are already 30 cabinet ministers at present. The constitution has limited state ministers to 40. The government cannot go beyond that. The President said that he does not like to increase those by forming coalition governments. There is no need for ministerial portfolios. Look into how work can be done according to the legal framework. The President said that he does not have to work to get votes, but he wanted to meet their needs. He said that he will personally visit state institutions in the future to encourage them. The President said services should be provided on behalf of the people and the country.
නීතියෙන් බලන්න වැඩ කරන්න බැරි වෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා බලන්නට එපා මේ වසර 3 තුල ඔබගේ සම්පූර්ණ සහාය මට ලබා දෙන්න ජනතාවට සේවය කිරීම මම ඡන්ද බලාගෙන නෙමෙයි වැඩ කරන්නේ ජනතාවගේ අවශ්‍යතාවයන් ඉටු කරන්නටයි මට ඕන සෑම පළාතකම රාජ්‍ය ආයතනවලට පෞද්ගලිකව මම යනවා ඉදිරියේදී ඉල තමුන්නාන්සේලාව දිරිමත් කරන්න මේවා රට වෙනුවෙන් මහ ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් අපේ සේවය අපි ලබා දිය යුතුයි.
State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa said that the government has increased the funds allocated for the gross domestic product for education from 4.5 to 7.2%. He pointed out that education policies implemented in Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa's era improved education in the Monoragala district. State Minister Vijitha Veeragoda said that the government has increased expenditure on education amid challenges and the opportunity has come to rectify faults in the past due to inequality in distribution of resources. State Minister Piyal Nishanda said that expectations of the children would be met by strengthening the rural school system which have been neglected, and the commitment of everyone is needed to improve the system. The President handed over the official document of making the Monaragala Siyambala Anduwa Mahavidyalaya to a national school to Principal Indumati Paranaman. Television sets were donated to principals of 5 schools, symbolizing the handing over of 88 television sets to 62 schools in the Monaragala district. The President handed over vouchers for school uniforms and shoes. The principal handed over a memento to the President. Now, the President inspected the Mahindodaya Technological Laboratory and Computer Technology Learning Centre at the Monaragala Siyambala Anduwa Mahavidyalaya. The President made an entry on the school log marking the conversion of the school into a national school and his visit. The Mahasangha, other clergy, Governor A.J.A. Muzambil, State Ministers Vimalaveera Disanayaka and Tenuka Gamage MPs Jagat Pushpakumara, Kumarasiri Ratnayaka, Gaisha Navandana and Education Ministry Secretary Professor Kapila Pereira were present on the occasion. The President, on his way to Siyambala Anduwa Mahavidyalaya, met a group of farmers and inquired them about cultivations. The President pointed out that there is a certain lack of knowledge on producing organic fertilizer with technical knowledge and using it in agriculture by farmers. The President requested the farmers to support the government efforts to create a green agriculture to provide food without toxins to the future generation.
Schools selected at provincial levels were made national schools today, launching the national program to establish 1,000 national schools. It is implemented according to the Vistas of Prosperity policy statement of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Anuradhapura Tambuttegama Central College was made a national school. North Central Province Governor Mahipala Herath and Minister H.M. Chandrasena attended the function. The Western Province ceremony took place at the Mount Lavanya Science College. Western Province Governor Roshan Gunatilaka, Ministers Bandula Gunawardena and Gamini Lokuge were present on the occasion. Kuruvita Central College in the Sabaragamuwa province was converted into a national school today. Sabaragamuwa Province Governor Tikiri Kopbekadua and Minister Pavitra Wanyarachi were present on the occasion. The main ceremony in the southern province took place by converting Matara Kirinda Puhulwella Central College into a national school. A group of people, including Speaker Mahinda Yapabewardena, Minister Dallas Alahaperuma and Southern Province Governor Willie Gamage were present on the occasion. The Northwestern Province ceremony took place at Kurunagala Uhumiya D.S. Senanayaka National School premises. Northwestern Province Governor Vasantha Karanagoda attended the ceremony as the chief guest. The Central Province ceremony took place this morning, converting Panvila Rajasingha Central College into a national school. The ceremony was held under the patronage of Central Province Governor Lalit Gamage.
Now, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the government is taking measures to gradually remove the hardships on the people. Now, the Prime Minister mentioned this while attending a function to West with the People, the Kurunagal Mavatagama Water Supply Scheme. Now, the project to take water taken from the Mahavali River to the Mavatagama through the Katuvastota water purification plant was suspended due to various political interferences during the past. Paying attention to the issue, the government vested with the people the new water project benefiting the people in Mavatagama and 28 surrounding Grama Seva divisions. 3,126 million rupees have been spent on the project. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa pointed out that no one says people were protected from COVID due to the steps taken by the government. The impact of a pandemic which changed the entire world cannot be removed overnight. Attempts are made always to the world, or rather to honor the pledges given to the people amid challenges. It is necessary to accept challenges. People should understand before criticizing that it was not possible to take action. The government wants to make the lives of the people and their children victorious. People are given relief because they are facing hardships. The government is prepared to remove the various hardships felt by the people during this difficult time.
Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva says that arrangements are to be made in order to grant a monthly allowance of 5,000 rupees to the private sector employees. He made these remarks at a media briefing held today.
Government has decided to give a special allowance of rupees 5,000 to the pensioners, to the government servants and some other people working in the government sector. The Cabinet has directed me to enter into negotiation with the trade unions and the private sector employers to find out the possibility of giving this 5,000 rupees allowance to the private sector workers also. This is a complex issue. Unlike in the government sector, there are various institutions comes under the private sector, government industry, hospitals, security, and the shop and office, various sectors which we have to implement this decision. So I am trying my best to persuade the employers to pay this amount to the private sector employees. And today discussion, we focused on the issues and the obstacles that may arise in implementing this decision. There are collective agreements with some of the employers and the trade unions. The effect of such decision on the collective agreement also has to be looked into. I will be meeting the employers federation and their representatives from various sectors 10th and 11th of this month. Thereafter, both these discussions will be reported back to the Cabinet with my recommendations.
Meanwhile, the provision of the COVID vaccine for children between the ages of 12 to 15 years commenced today. The Health Ministry said that children should be sent according to the information given by the school. Now, giving the COVID vaccine to children between the ages of 12 to 15 commenced symbolically in several areas today. Vaccination is scheduled to commence at district level at government and private schools. They will be given the Pfizer vaccine.
Today, we are starting vaccination of children from 12 to 15 years of age. In that situation, we are going to offer them a single dose of Pfizer vaccine from today onwards, and we are hoping to cover this vaccination program through two methods. Number one, as we have done in the past, to vaccinate children of 16 to 19 years, we are going to based on schools and give the vaccination at the school level as much as possible. But if there are children who have problems or who cannot attend to school to get their vaccine, we are ready as the immunization program to be conducted in MOH offices and hospitals as well, from base hospitals to upwards as well. We have enough amount of vaccines in the country to vaccinate these children. Therefore, we plead the public to bring their children for vaccination from today onwards. We are offering the second dose of vaccination children of 16 to 19 years also. That will be commenced very soon, and we are pleading those youths to come and get their vaccination sorted according to the guideline given by the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education. When we were arriving at this decision of vaccination of children, we consulted several personnels. Some of them are pediatricians, immunologists and doctors who are specialized on infectious disease. We consulted them, and the guideline was formulated by taking all possible problems into consideration. And we referred to guidelines issued by the United Kingdom, United States of America and the WHO. And we observed several research papers came from these sources as well as other European countries where they have vaccinated large number of children. By doing that, what we realized was their vaccination rates were high at that time reasonably, and these children are safe because of their vaccination. So that is what exactly we did before recommending the vaccine of 12 to 15 years old children.
34,080,856 vaccine doses have been given to the people under the COVID vaccination program. 15,997,744 have been given the first dose. 13,853,950 have been given both doses of a vaccine. The booster dose has been given to 4,229,162. Minister Keheli Ramukwalle says that plans have been made to make all local government institutions as vaccination centres to accelerate giving the booster dose within the next few weeks. The district and regional health directors have been instructed to make additional centres at all divisions to speed up giving the booster dose at regional health officers. The minister mentioned this during a discussion at the Health Ministry with the Sri Lanka Electronic Broadcasters Union. Facilities have been provided from today to get Sri Lankans arriving from overseas to get their first, second or the booster dose at the Bandaranaike International Airport. They will be given the Pfizer vaccine. The program was implemented by the Air Force under the supervision of Air Force Commander Air Marshal Sudarshana Patirana.
Director General of Health Services Dr. Hemantha Herath emphasized on the inoculation program the booster dose for the fully vaccinated people in the country. He further urged the public to receive the booster vaccine in order to avert another COVID-19 outbreak in the country.
A question has been raised about a significant proportion of the population is still or yet to get the vaccine, even the first dose. We know that there is a significant proportion, even though the total number may be small, but proportionately this is a very important proportion where the people have yet to get the first dose of vaccine, whatever Sinopharm or whatever the COVID-19 vaccine. So this proportion is sometimes we do not know may contribute to raise in number of cases or at least minor outbreaks in various parts of the country, basically because if they get the disease, firstly they will get the disease and the severity will be high, and that means more and more viruses are produced and more viruses are released into the environment. Thereby more and more people might get the disease, and that is why we want to make sure that each and everyone in the community need to be vaccinated. The objective of opening the schools in full capacity is basically to ensure that each and every child is getting the age appropriate school education. Delaying for years of this education will in a way affect the psychosocial development of the child, especially during this period. Their development is very rapid, and therefore whatever the delay or deprivation will greatly affect their future performance. So therefore we have to start our schools as early as possible, but that does not mean that the COVID is fully controlled and all other things have come back to normal. So therefore I would like to request all concerned, including the teachers, parents, students and school authorities, to make sure that wherever possible, all health measures should be adhered wherever practical.
Now, the agreement to develop the Trincomalee oil tank farm was signed yesterday at the Finance Ministry. Now, under the agreement, more oil tanks at the Trincomalee oil tank farm, which were under the administration of the Indian Oil Company, will come under the rule of the Petroleum Corporation. Now, the agreement to develop the Trincomalee oil tank farm was signed on behalf of Sri Lanka by Finance Ministry Secretary S.R. Artigala, Chairman of the Petroleum Corporation Sumit Vijayasinghe and Managing Director Buddhika Madiheva. Managing Director Manoj Gupta signed the agreement on behalf of the Lanka Indian Oil Company. Commissioner General of Lands Kirti Gamage attended the function. The new agreement will be submitted to the Cabinet on the 10th of January and it will be tabled in Parliament on the 18th of January. The agreement will be uploaded to the official website of the Petroleum Corporation on the 11th of January. With the signing of the agreement yesterday, the agreement signed during the United National Party administration in 2003 has been abolished. The new agreement leases out the oil tank farm for 50 years. The Petroleum Corporation gets 24 tanks and the Trinco Petroleum Terminal Company gets 61 tanks. The Petroleum Corporation gets 51% of shares of the Trinco Petroleum Terminal Company and the Indian Oil Company gets 49%. The board is consisted of 4 members appointed by the Petroleum Corporation and 3 appointed by the Lanka Indian Oil Company. The chairman of the new company is also appointed by the Petroleum Corporation. Now, according to the new agreement, the Lanka Indian Oil Company gets only 14 tanks. The Ministry of Energy said that 85 out of the 99 tanks at the Trincomalee oil tank farm coming under the administration of the Petroleum Corporation to the new agreement is a new victory.
Colombo's stock market has registered a record growth today. It has shown a growth of share transactions continuously for 5 days. The all-share price index at the Colombo Stock Exchange recorded 13,280 today. It is an increase of 111 points than yesterday. The highest all-share price index in its history was recorded today. The market capitalization was 11.64 billion rupees. More investors have joined the Colombo Stock Exchange with the commencement of New Year, which has led to the growth.
Meanwhile, a memorandum of understanding has been signed between Sri Lanka and Myanmar for imports of 100,000 metric tons of rice to provide rice under the minimum prices to the people. The agreement was signed online. Trade Minister Bandula Gunawardena signed on behalf of the Sri Lanka and the Commerce Minister Vint Sang signed on behalf of Myanmar. The stock of rice is expected to be maintained as a buffer stock of the Sri Lanka government.
Mr. Sonal Gunawardena has been appointed as the new chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. He was the chairman of the Sri Lanka National Library. He is also a board member of the Rupavahini Corporation. Mr. Gunawardena is an old boy of Royal College, Colombo and obtained his first degree from the Law College in Colombo. He has obtained the postgraduate degree on Business Management and Economy from China. He held management level posts at several local and foreign organizations.
In the meantime, the Colombo District Court has rejected a request made by former President Maithripala Sirisena to free him from the charges levelled in connection with the Easter Sunday attack. Now, the order has been given by Colombo Additional District Judge Chaturika De Silva. The case has been filed by the relatives of those who died, injured and disabled due to the Easter Sunday attack, demanding compensation. President's counsellor Faiza Mustafa, appearing on behalf of former President Sirisena, said that the cases have been filed without a reason under the Code of Civil Procedure. 128 cases have been filed at the Colombo District Court in connection with the incident.
2 development projects at the Kandy Municipal Council limits will be vested with the public tomorrow under the patronage of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The projects have been implemented under the 100 Cities Development Programme. Under the program, Tomling Park was prepared as centre with common facilities for the devotees who visit Dalada Maligava in Kandy. Apart from that, a park with common facilities have been built at the municipal vehicle park at a cost of 373 million rupees. 700 vehicles can be parked at the vehicle park. The Urban Development Ministry said it will provide a solution to traffic congestion in the Kandy city.
Now, the inaugural National Digital Consortia 2022, organized by the Information and Communication Technology Agency, will be held from January the 10th to the 13th. The virtual conference will be graced by 6 esteemed global tech giants: Microsoft, Oracle, Google, Huawei, Amazon Web Services and Zoom. The Information and Communication Technology Agency, in partnership with the industry partners and national partners, Ministry of Technology, Export Development Board and the Board of Investments, are hosting the inaugural National Digital Consortia from 2022. The 6 multinational corporations will be presenting on the latest products, services and trends in the international tech market in order to provide exposure to the local technology industry. The event will be attended by businesses within the technology industry, government agents and academia, and registrations are open for the public on the ICTA social media platforms. Well, that's a wrap of tonight's Primetime News Bulletin here at Rupavahini ChannelEye, and until we meet again next time, do take care, stay safe and good night.
Good night.